Coincidences. They can baffle the mind and make you wonder just what exactly is going on with this strange universe of ours. Coincidences don't come around every day, of course, or they wouldn't be coincidences. So when some nice ones appear, it's worth taking a moment to ponder them. Here are 20.
Amazing!
Number 20. Fly impaled on cactus. This poor innocent insect met his untimely demise on the unforgiving spikes of a cactus. I've never seen such a thing before. The spines of a cacti are designed to keep predators from getting inside of it and feasting on that delicious cactus flavor, but I mean, clearly this fly is small enough to have maneuvered his way out of there. Number 19. Like mother, like daughter. If you are truly ancient, then you remember a time before computers were in the library, and books were kept track of via little cards that you keep in little pockets on the inside cover. One day, a student took this one out of the discarded bin, only to discover that it was the very same copy that her mother and her mother's mother, her grandmother, had checked out when they went to high school. Now, can computers provide us with nostalgic coincidences like this? No. I think it's time we all went back to pen and paper. Number 18. Dragonfly tattoo. This dragonfly, apparently looking for friends or possibly a lover, landed on this man's ankle only to discover that he had been led astray by ink. You could try to achieve the human equivalent of this by placing a cardboard cutout of a person outside of your house and seeing if anybody tries to speak to it. Number 17. Man and wife. In this photograph are Amy Maiden and Nick Wheeler. Well, there's lots of other people and things too, but they aren't as important. Amy and Nick were engaged, and looking through old photo albums, they came across this one, taken at the beach in Cornwall, England. Upon closer inspection, Amy realized that she was actually in the back of the photograph, which had been taken 11 years before they met. They ended up getting married at the same beach that the photograph had been taken at. Number 16. Newspaper reunion. In other photographic coincidences news, in 2007, Michael Dick was traveling around the UK with his two daughters on a search for his third long-lost daughter, Lisa. Lisa was 31 and had lost contact with him 10 years ago. Michael got in touch with the local paper, Suffolk Free Press, who agreed to aid him in his search. They took a paper of Michael and his daughters, and then ran it in the paper along with a description of the situation. Not only did Lisa see the paper, but she noticed that she was actually in the back of the photograph. Lisa stated that I was completely shocked. Me and my mom had been standing in that exact place where the picture was taken about a minute earlier, and you can see us in the picture walking away. It is incredible. Number 15. Malaysia Flight and 17. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 unfortunately crashed in eastern Ukraine in July of 2014. New York Times journalist C.J. Chivers made the following eerie observation. Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777 Reg 9M MRD made first flight on 7/17/97. It met its end 17 years later, to the Day Aviation official. If that isn't some Lost-esque plane spookiness, then I don't know what is. Number 14. Unfortunate cab driver. In the year 1975, a man was riding his moped when he was tragically struck by a cab and killed. A year later, the man's brother was riding the very same moped when he was also killed in an accident. Again, with a cab. If that wasn't bizarre and coincidental enough, it was the same cab driver both times. And not only that, but the cab had the same passenger both times as well. Number 13. Arnold Palmer and The Simpsons. It has often been said that for everything you can think of, The Simpsons have already done it. The internet is full of the show supposedly predicting certain real-world events as well, but this is by far the strangest case. On the day golfing legend Arnold Palmer died, a new episode of The Simpsons aired featuring Homer planning to pull off a prank he names the Arnold Palmer, wherein he and Carl will blast Lenny with super soakers, one filled with lemonade and the other filled with iced tea, after the drink famously created by the man himself. Number 12. Foam Dog. This dog's owners have probably long wondered just what this stripe was for. Decoration? Scaring off predators in the wild back when he used to be a wolf a few generations back? Obviously, it was actually so that this perfectly lined up photograph could be produced on accident. Number 11. Lucky couple. Jason and Jenny Cairns Lawrence could be the luckiest or unluckiest couple on Earth, depending on which way you look at it. In just 7 total years, they have witnessed a total of 3 major international terrorist attacks. They happened to be in New York when planes struck the Twin Towers on September 11, 2001. Then, in 2005, they were in London when a series of suicide attacks caused 52 deaths on the tube trains. In 2008, they were in Mumbai during a large coordinated shooting and bombing attack throughout the city. Jenny has stated that it's a strange coincidence. The terror attacks just happened when we were in the cities. It's probably best to avoid these two people. Number 10. Robin Williams and Family Guy. In another strange case of cartoons coinciding with reality, BBC Three happened to be showing an episode of Family Guy in which Peter Griffith gains the ability to turn people into Robin Williams by touching them just before the news broke out of his suicide. Even stranger is that in the episode, Peter attempts suicide in an effort to stop turning everything into Robin Williams. Number 9. Your tombstone. This next coincidence was shared with the internet via its 8th most popular site, Reddit. A user posted this picture of a tombstone that she found in her attic, apparently one for Judith Ambrose. Judith Ambrose also happened to be her name, so needless to say she was somewhat spooked, as anyone would be if they unexpectedly came across a headstone with their own name on it. Unless you're a ghost, it's just not the sort of thing you're expecting. Number 8. The 2 richest men. This odd coincidence involves the richest person in the world, Bill Gates, CEO of Microsoft, and the 3rd richest person in the world, Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon. Strangely, Jeff Bezos is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and founded Amazon in Seattle, and Bill Gates is from Seattle and founded Microsoft in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Could this confirm the existence of the Illuminati in some way? Maybe we'll have to think on that one a little more. Number 7. Ingram wants to be a millionaire. In 2001, former British Army Major Charles Ingram won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire UK. Well, he did and he didn't. He technically won, but was later found guilty of cheating in a court case that ruled he had procured the execution of a valuable security by deception and was stripped of his winnings. He had cheated by having his wife in the audience cough whenever the correct answer was stated. In 2006, another Ingram won, Ingram Wilcox. So, out of the 5 people who have ever won the show, 2 have had the name Ingram. Number 6. Super Twins. Jim Lewis and Jim Springer are twins who were separated at birth when they were adopted by different families. Both families, who did not have contact with each other, named their newly adopted son James. They both grew up not knowing each other, but both went into law enforcement, were interested in carpentry, married women named Linda, and had sons that they named James Allen. As if that wasn't enough, they also both got divorced and went on to marry women named Betty, and had dogs named Toy. Number 5. Lucky heart attack. In 2003, Dorothy Fletcher had a heart attack while on a plane headed to Florida for her daughter's wedding. Luckily for her, there happened to be 15 doctors on the plane on their way to a conference in Orlando. And not only that, but they were all cardiologists. The woman from Liverpool, who survived thanks to the unique circumstances, said, "I can't believe there were so many doctors, never mind cardiologists, on a plane." Number 4. Achilles heel. Your Achilles tendon is named after the mythical warrior Achilles, who was famously completely invulnerable apart from the very back of his ankle, where he would of course be shot by an arrow. When Brad Pitt was filming the movie Troy, where he played Achilles, he actually tore his Achilles tendon, which delayed production for 10 weeks. Number 3. Satan's Lottery. No, this wasn't just some hoax you got in some weird chainmail. The winning combination for the Illinois lottery the day after Barack Obama was elected was indeed 666. This obviously gave a lot of fuel to the people who were convinced that he was the Antichrist, and probably gave old Satan himself a good chuckle. Number 2. Orderly puppies. What could possibly be cuter than 3 puppies? Nothing, you say? What about 3 puppies who have spots that correspond with the order they were born in? So not only are they adorable and cuddly, but they're probably very intelligent and analytically minded as well. What more could you want? Number 1. Saved by the Bend. The owner of what can best be described as the luckiest car in the world was no doubt happy when he came back to his car to find that this tree had managed to have the perfect end in it. Given that the tree tore up the street it was planted in when it fell over, it no doubt would have crushed this car up pretty good. Alternate theories include the idea that this car is a transformer, and that it bent the tree with its robot hands. Has anything on this level of crazy ever happened to you? Let me know in the comments section down below. And make sure to be on the lookout for coincidences in your life, because we're not going to be around to point those out to you. Thanks for watching.